ready. Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs, make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rough. We're stepping for the title and facial rival. This ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
The JBT is back. New raffles, new prizes. This time, we're coming with you with a 10-inch, 10th generation iPad. Comes in multiple colors, amazing technology, and guess what? Everything that you have in the palm of your hands for full-fledged entertainment. Now, how do you win this prize? Again, just $10. $10 to give you a chance to win this great prize. We even got a special for you. We're even offering a special of 3 entries for only $25. All you have to do is send your money to JBT Network 1 via Cash App. With that being said, good luck. Got to be in it to win it.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man. The Asiatic Black Man, original man sent by God himself. We got a special show today. We got our host in the house, so I ain't gonna say no. I'm gonna give it right to our host. Salute the Melody Queen. We finally got her in the house. Go ahead. I'll let you go, Melody Queen. You got the.
Good evening, everybody. Asiatic Black Man Production in association with JBT.
No, not that. You don't have to read. No, not that. Like the questions. Not that. Sorry.
Well, you wrote it like that.
That's
well,
the
kind of
description for this video. That's the description.
Prize. Did I not ask?
Right. I didn't mean to say read the house. Just the question stuff. That's just for the description.
Well, all right then.
All right, sorry.
Shall we begin?
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Excuse part of my my lateness with responding, but salute to everybody, man. So,
good evening again.
Salute to the Queen first, Melody Queen. Salute to you. Salute to brother D Free, my partner Braz, my brother, and BVO. My bro is in the building tonight. As they told y'all, we got an exciting show, so I'm gonna let them get it started. Just wanted to say shout out to my family on the panel and shout out to everybody that's in attendance in the chat. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, we're ready.
So just to be clear, am I starting? We've got an exciting show lined up for you today. Okay, I just want to make sure before I start it.
Just cook, Queen. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, just the questions. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say the description. That confused everything.
As usual.
All right.
We've got an exciting show lined up for you today as we dive into the latest updates from the world of combat sports. Plus, we'll be discussing one of the most controversial figures in the game, Puerto Rican star and villain Shakur Outlaw Stevenson. Shakur is back in the headlines, stirring up drama and threats and some wild invitations. Is he dealing with a deeper mental health issue, or is he risking his boxing legacy because he's struggling with his emotions? Could Shakur simply be a mama's boy lacking emotional intelligence that comes with having a father figure in his life? Let's get into it right here on the BVO Boxing TV. This isn't just a show, it's BVO Boxing TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Today's show is also sponsored by the Breakfast Box, known for their shrimp and grits and breakfast dog. Save 15% off your order if you mention BVO45 using that code. We would also like to send our condolences to Guy Templeton Sr. and his family. And let's begin, fellas.
yeah. R.I.P. to
First
that
question.
family.
Yes. Let's see. Our first question. Who wins in Hurd versus Rosario?
Oh, I got Jared Hurd.
Yeah, me too.
I done seen Rosario pass out too many times in the ring like he about to throw up. You know,
I ain't got nobody.
I got Rosario by stoppage.
Yeah, you know what? I think that Jared Hurd's going to win the fight, but I want Rosario to win. I don't know why, because Rosario had more like action than him lately, as of late. So,
Man.
but Rosario should win, but I mean Jared Hurd should win, but I want Rosario to win because he's from the city.
I got Rosario by stoppage. I saw Jada
I'm cool.
Hurd.
I hope that happens.
This is Jada Hurd get stopped by a bum. I got Rosario by stoppage.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying Julian J.R. Williams is a bum? That's crazy.
What?
Crazy.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He said he's seen him get stopped by a bum.
He said that's who's stopping Jalen J. Rock Williams, wasn't it? Didn't J. Rock stop him?
He got stopped by multiple people.
Oh,
Yeah. He got stopped by multiple people, and one of them just happened to be a bum. Like I said real quick, I don't have nobody in this fight because everyone in attendance and to my family on here, I ain't interested. I'm not giving no take on no damn fight that Crush is not interested in. So next question, when it's time to go to the next question.
That's fair enough. But you know, like BVO likes to try to. I'm just only trying to play devil's advocate, but BVO likes to try to, you know, give the fights that's not notable, such as the fight we have. I believe it's tonight.
That's a notable fight tonight.
Yeah, well, BVO likes to give the flowers to everybody, so that's why we're talking about Rosario and Jared Hurd. I don't know about leading off the show with that, but nevertheless, I get it.
I get it, Prize. He's supposed to do that, but this is just one of those situations I ain't interested in. Whoever wins.
Well, when does the fight come on? Does it come on tonight?
Comes on tonight.
Well, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that fight because I like Rosario. I met Rosario. He's a really good brother. He don't duck nobody. He fought everybody, and I want him to win. He from Philly.
Yeah. Rosario like the dude that tried to steal my mother's car, so I ain't worried about him.
Man, that man is rich. You tripping?
I don't know.
Rosario from Philly.
Yeah, he from Philly. You talking about
not Rosado, not Gabe Rosado. You talking about Banana?
You talking about Jake? You talking about the boy that Charlo knocked out?
No, we talking about the boy that stopped J Rock here at Temple.
Oh, Jason Rosario. I stand corrected. I'm thinking he's fighting.
I'm Gabe Rosado, bro. You think about Gabe?
He's fighting Gabe from Philly. My fault.
Yeah, you do.
I apologize. I don't give a damn.
He's fighting
about
Banana.
I don't give a damn about that fight then.
See how I start things?
He's fighting Banana. I'm thinking he's fighting Gabe from the city.
No, man.
I must have got BVO. I must have heard it wrong or whatever. I thought
you need some sea moss, man. Start smoking that K2, man. But we go to
I got sea moss. I use sea moss soap, sea moss shea butter. Shout out to the homies down there on around Jewelers Row. You know. But yeah. I thought we were talking about the game.
No, let's go to the next question, man.
Let's definitely go to the next question.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. You are BVO.
D3 shaking his head like, did that boy have too much to drink this evening or something? I don't know, D3. Yeah, you.
No, I ain't drink nothing. Like I just came from a union event.
So you really was drinking. We go to the next question.
Next question.
All right. Next question.
I've been thinking I've been not real quick.
We going on to the next question, man.
I'm saying I thought they was fighting for like 3 days. I'm thinking Gary Rosado fighting.
He been drinking. Next question.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
So see, I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen.
Who is the number one fight at 154?
The number one fighter
That's
or
a
the
good
number one
question.
fight?
It says fight.
Okay, go ahead, D. For you start first.
Now they have Terrence Crawford as number one, but who should be number one? I think it should be Fendora. He beat Tim Tszyu, who was number two behind Jamel. And being though Jamel stepped away, that made Tim Tszyu the number one fighter at 54. And Fendora beat Tim Tszyu, so it should be Fendora. But they have Bud as number one.
Okay.
I'll go next. I'll just tell you this, man. It's a travesty what's going on. Jamel Iron Man Charlo was number one pound for pound in the world. Then he goes up, fights Canelo, who ended up beating him and becoming number one pound for pound in the world. And now we want to say, you know, he's not number one. At the end of the day, he's number one. I will put Bud Crawford as number 4. I'll put Fundora and Tim Tszyu ahead of Crawford because the way Crawford looked against Madrimal, I didn't like it, man. Salute to my brother Juan. I definitely did not like the way Madrimal looked versus Fendora. I mean, Madrimal, I didn't like the way Bud looked versus Madrimal. I didn't like the way he looked versus Dream. So, in my humble opinion, I still think it's male Iron Man Charlo. I think when he come back, I think he stops Bud. I think he stops Fendor, and we already know he owned Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu wanted no parts of Iron Man, so hopefully the Iron Man comes back and gets his crown back on his head. That's just me.
Okay. Is it Prize? You next, and then I go after you, Prize.
And I got a rebuttal after Crush.
Okay. Prize, you ready to go?
Yeah. I was on mute. My fault. I thought I was talking, but yeah. I was just saying, Crush, let me go next because I know you finna
we going in order, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm going with Jamel Charlo. I still think he's number one at 54. If you want to put Terrence at 2, that's fine. I don't have no problem. If you want to put Fandora in 2, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that. The question you asked me, who's number 1 at 54, I think it's definitely Jamel Charlo because he didn't get whooped for none of them belts that he don't got. Until somebody whoop him, then I don't care what he did at 68. I don't care if he lost 12-0. I don't care. He's number 1 until he gets whooped at 54. If he competes at another weight, then I'll say Terrence is number 1. And I don't care if you want to argue Fandor. If you want to put Fandor, that's cool. But I'm going with Terrence. But as far as the question goes, Jamel Charlo's number 1 at 154 when he comes back. I don't care.
Okay, so let me go on and see that's the thing for me. I was going to say Mel, but that's a big if, so we're not sure. So we have to go with what's already there that's in place already. So that would be Bud Crawford. Because Mel is not there. He's not there right now. If he comes back, that's a different story.
That's
but
fair.
Yeah, it's Terrence Crawford, simply because Terrence Crawford, skill-wise is better than damn near everybody at 154
in the world.
But I'm just talking about the weight class right now. Forget the world. You know what I mean? The only person that's getting props on the world is myself. They ain't getting no props on the world today. It's about us today. It's about us here. So yeah, it's Bud Crawford. Because he's one of the best skilled fighters in the game. He's new to the weight class, so he just got there. So since Mel is not there, yes, I'll put him over Fundora and all those other guys, even though they had a performance or so that you could say, well, put him up there. But because Bud that's getting up there is the overall better skilled fighter, we have to see if he can beat these guys. No guys can beat him. But I have to give it to Bud Crawford. Go ahead, D3.
Yeah, I was going to rebuttal.
Salute, GP.
I was going to rebuttal what BVO said. At no point in no live stream have we done since I've been part of BVO Boxing have BVO said that Jamel Charlo was number 1 pound for pound. At no point did he say that.
I have to second that.
I'm not talking to you, Prize.
That's cool. That's fair enough.
I said since I've been a part of BVO Boxing. I don't know what happened before I got here, But since I've been a part of BVO Box, Jermell Charlo has never been number one according to BVO. It was always Canelo. He's always said Canelo was number one. But regardless, he said Tim Tszyu didn't want no parts of Jermell Charlo. Tim Tszyu been calling out Jermell Charlo for the last 3 years. He's been calling out Jermell Charlo for the last 3 years. So I don't know where you got that from. Second of all, Mel, he's not fighting. He's not fighting. If he comes back, I can see him being number one. He's not fighting. He's not even on the rankings at all. He's not fighting. So we don't know when he's coming back, if he decides to come back. He said he was, but we don't know. So if he comes back, then he has a right to be number one because he was the linear champion and nobody's beating him. When I say I don't believe Bud is number one, simply because of the fact he only fought one person. He only fought one person who was never considered number one in the weight class. He was he. I don't even know if he was number 5 in the weight class. But either way, he fought that man. He beat him. He didn't look his impressive self, but he beat him. I got Fendora because Fendora did more work, and like I said, Tim Tszyu was number 2, which means he should have moved up to number 1 when Jermell stepped away from the division. Tim Tszyu should have stepped up to number 1, and Fendora beat him. That's why I got Fendora as number 1.
That's fair. That's fair, Free.
And even though I went with what I went with, I do agree with D Free. Because of that. I just simply went off because of the skill, but you do have to go. You have to add on the body work that has been done by one that's present in the weight class. So rightfully, yes, that does go to Fendora. That is
well.
true.
The reason why I say Jermell is still number 1 is because
he cleaned out the weight class prize. We know what he did.
I know
he's the man to beat. Yes,
for sure. And the reason why I feel that way, Crush, is because the same treatment that when Floyd took 2 years off and he came back and smoked Marquez and he looked like he never missed a beat, I'm going to give Jermell the benefit of the doubt because he's been in some dog fights. He won some. He won most of them. He lost a few, but he's a dog and he fights. And when he locks in, Jermell Charlo he's really, really damn good. And to respond to D Free when he said he's never heard and he wasn't talking to me, he made that clear. I'm telling you, D Free, where I've heard him on the record, on a live. I'm sure if you dig deep in the record crate, that you can find BVO saying that Jermell, because me and him was on the same type of time at one point. I was like, yo, I feel like that too. Because at one point, I feel like that nigga Jermell he was smoking some good names, man. He got one of the best resumes in boxing next to Canelo and Canelo. Jermell got a pretty good resume to me. And, that's why I say he's still number 1. But I feel you, brothers. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
No. But Mel, definitely, if Mel comes back. See, the reason why Floyd was number 1 when he came back, because Floyd came back. So that's why I said, if Mel
but he was 2 years free.
It don't matter. Like I say, if Mel comes back.
Because how long Mel been out?
Almost 2 years.
Mel been out almost 2 years. Well,
it hasn't been quite 2 years. So
Floyd gave a year.
Okay, well, Floyd took 2 years off and he came back like Jim Lampley said, he looks better than ever. So we don't know.
I'm not disputing that. I'm saying,
I know. That's why I said I'm not disagreeing with you and Crush.
Mel, because he is the linear champion, nobody beat him. So he does have that place as number 1 when he comes back. We don't know if he's coming back. That's the problem.
I know he's coming back. He made a Instagram post or a tweet or something I had caught. One of the brothers, I don't know if I saw it on Hardcore's Instagram or somebody Instagram I saw it on, where Jermell was like, I'm back or something he said. And I was just like, okay.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get to the next question, man. We got to
Crush
like
on that shit.
cut that time in between, man, because we got to get these questions out the way, and then we can open the panel a little more. So
for sure,
I'm keeping the time clock on it. So in between, no more than 2 minutes. That's all we really need to
say less
to everybody's decisions that they made. So Melanie Queen, next question, please.
So we're piggybacking off of Jermell talk. Next question is, can Jermell Charlo get back to pound for pound number 1 status?
I don't know because he never had number one status to me. He never had number one status according to ESPN. Never had number one status according to Ring Magazine. He ain't never had number one status according to a lot of people. So I don't know if he can get to number one status. He could get back on a pound for pound. I don't know if he can get to number one status.
Well, I'll say this. You know,
Go ahead, BVO.
Jamel Charlo is a black man, and we know how they treat blacks. They don't got Tank Davis on a pound for pound list. They don't put they had to put Floyd on there, and I mean, of course, D Free would say something about a brother, you know, rising to the top. But I just think that I don't think Jamel can do it anymore. Can he be what he was before? Absolutely not, because you cannot be what you were in your 20s and your 30s. He's 34 now. Me and him are the same age. And I know he'll never be what he was at 27, 28 when we seen him going there with two classic. But Jamel Charlo is one of my favorites. Jamel had classic fights with Brian Castano. Brian Castano beat Mark Teixeira to death. And Mark Teixeira was pretty tough before. So the fact that he went in there and dominated Castano when really, to be totally honest, Mel lost that first fight.
No, he didn't.
And to come back and not only to lose, technically, in my opinion, but then to knock sleep, snoring. I mean, it just, I don't think he can ever be that again. But I think he could be solid. I think he can get a couple good wins because at the end of the day, he kind of run out. No matter what you do, you can't turn the hand time back. And he's never going to be what he was. And he had a good run, but he'll never be number one pound for pound.
Well, I don't know that to be true because Bernard Hopkins got very good as he got older. I feel like the older B-Hop was better than the young B-Hop. Who's to say Jamel can't do that? Who's to say he can't lock in? And you know when Jamel lock in, he lock all the way in. He's tough to beat, bro. He got everything going, but it's just like outside the ring stuff. Pardon me. Outside the ring stuff that be doing Charlo, getting in with Charlo's way. But as far as him being pound for pound number one, because I felt like he should have been considered at least top 3 at one point, going off his resume and going off what he was doing. So I think that he can rise to the occasion and come back and maybe win some big fights and maybe lose another 1 or 2 or 3. But I definitely think he can come back and get into the talks where people got to say, hey, man, Charlo done been at 68. He done did this. Who's to say he can't go and smoke everybody at middleweight where there's a wasteland? You know what I mean? He can go and make some history for his name or whatever. He got options, and I'm not throwing him away. He's 34. He's young. He got some good fights left because he didn't take really that much punishment in the Canelo fight. We act like he went out there and had brain damage. Like, he got beat, but it wasn't like Canelo just, it wasn't all that.
Mel, I'll say this, though. Mel has taken punishment.
Wait.
Go ahead.
BVO, let's not go off track. Let's stay on timing.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
We gotta get finished answering these questions and we can open up.
You're right.
I probably you done with answering.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm good. I just want to shout out Jamel Charlo, one of my favorites.
Let's not try to. We gotta answer these questions more.
Yeah, we moving. Go ahead, keep it pushing.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. It remains to be seen. That's all I got. There's no explanation to that. Next question.
All right. Will Garcia be able to stand up to the power of Lara?
I don't know. Lara's been knocking everybody out, and I think he's gonna knock Garcia out as well. I just do.
Yeah, I got Garcia getting knocked out.
What?
I got Garcia getting knocked out. Garcia, for one, he's been out of the ring for what? 2020. No, I'm sorry. Since
Hell no.
Because 2022. He's been out of the ring since 2022. That's a 2-year layoff.
We got an echo free.
It's Crush.
I got it.
Yeah, so he got a 2-year layoff. Lara is sitting down on his punches a lot. He's sitting down on his punches. He's not moving around the ring because he's older. So he's not moving around the ring. He's sitting down on his punches more now. And the thing about Danny Garcia, he's a counterpuncher. So when you're a counterpuncher, you waiting to react. Lara is not the person that you want to wait to react. Lara still got fast hands. And if If Danny goes to throw a counter shot, Lara's going to catch him. He's going to catch him. And
Lara is very crafty.
I got Lara putting Danny down for the first time in his career. He's going to get stopped.
Well, I'll bet you a friendly bet because we're brothers. I'll bet you a friendly $50 that I'm not saying Laura can't win because I talked to Danny at down there. Marty was there, and shout out manager Marty. Danny looked like he was healthy. He wasn't like too much out of shape. You know, he looked good. You know what I'm saying? And that was a little minute ago. So I mean, you're right about that. Laura has been sitting down. I've been watching. I was always been a fan of Laura since the Paul Williams fight. Because I feel like he got robbed in the Paul Williams fight. So I was big on Laura ever since then. I was like, I like the way he boxed. You know what I'm saying? So you're right, D3. Laura, because his foot, it ain't there. He don't move like he used to. So he sit down more. And the sit down Laura is tough. And he's still defensively crafty. But knocking Danny Garcia out, bro, I'll bet you a friendly $50 that he don't knock Danny out. I'm not saying he won't win because I got Danny going. I feel like Danny gonna do what he needs to do. He gonna be all right and win the fight. But knocking Danny out, I'll bet you $50 right here and right now that he won't.
Bet.
All right. Moving on. For myself, I would say a 50-50 fight, but being a boxing head and having a boxing mind I have to pick a winner. I'm gonna go with Lara. I'm gonna go with Lara's fight. I got Lara. That's all. No explanation needed. Next question.
Is Shakur Stevenson a duck?
Quack, quack, quack. Duck alert. Y'all know that song.
I'll just say yes. He's a Puerto Rican duck. So he a Puerto Rican duck.
I would say no. I would say no. Because I like some of that stuff that I would say no because I like some of that stuff that Just Do came up here yesterday and was spitting. I like that what he said, and I should have known better because I've been watching boxing a long time. That fight wasn't ready to go next because Loma didn't want to do it. So I would say no, he's not ducking. I would say it's the business of boxing, the harsh business of boxing. Because if it was Big Don running everything, they'd be fighting next. But since he's not, and we got all this Amazon and Al Heyman and GTD promotions and all these different entities, I should have known better. I don't know why I even got myself hyped next. I figured it could be a Mosley Mayweather situation, but it wasn't. And I don't know why I got myself excited for these young bulls.
All right. Y'all ready for my answer? All you got to do is say yes, like goddamn fluentry. And I'm going to give y'all the reason why. Your fans, y'all the reason, for one, because there's two answers to this. There's two answers in one. You fans, y'all the reason why. Because y'all the ones start running y'all damn mouths about what need to be next. And I've been telling y'all, you're just a daggone fan. You don't get to say what something is next. You ain't boss or nothing. You ain't in there negotiation table, nothing. We all talk about this. Stay in your lane as a fan and just wait. Because you don't get to call nothing. You don't get to say what's next just because you want to see it. And guess what? And another reason why it's yes, because the fighters be falling for it. He was falling for it. He was running around talking all this stuff. He was. So I'm going to hold people accountable for what they are saying out their mouths. He gets no pass over here. And neither does the goddamn fans because y'all are the reasons. Stop saying when something needs to go down. You don't run nothing. The only thing you do is pay for the fight, to go to it, pay-per-view it, or you're pirating the fight. That's not enough for you to think that you have authority. You're not Bob Arum. You're not Eddie Hearn. You're not none of them. You're just a fan. So stay in your place. Y'all the reason why. Then y'all get mad when don't go down. Then you want to point the finger about who a duck. Won't you duck take your mouth? D-U-C-T, your mouth. So it won't need to be no conversation for D-U-C-K when you don't really have no receipts about it. Y'all be using the word too damn loosely. Go back to the boxing basics and study the Bible before y'all open your mouths. Mic drop. Let's go.
And they're not gonna do that. But moving along.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, he is a duck, and this is the reason why. And I understand what Just Do said yesterday. Just Do likes to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but you're not going to sit
Me
down.
too.
You're not going to sit down and talk if the fight can't be made. You only sit down and talk if the fight can be made. And the fight wasn't made. And like I said, that man said, "We're talking. We just got to work out the money." He didn't say we trying to get everything lined up. He said, "We're talking. We just got to work out the money. We just got to get the money straight." That's what the man said. And then he ended up fighting Joe Cordina. So I'm gonna take it as a
And I'm
duck.
still disappointed about that.
I'm gonna take it as a duck.
You know why I'm not free? Because the kid just fought how many months ago? Months? And he's jumping in there. He's probably gonna get one of his top 3 paydays of his career in fighting Joe, whatever Joe Schmo.
Joe Cordina is not a bum, bro. He was a champion. Man.
Yeah, he's not. He's not VVO, and he's not. That's a good point. He's not. I don't want to call him. Let me put some respect on Cordina's name. He's popular as shit in this country. So let me put some respect on his name. But I think that Shakur is not ducking. I think it's the business part. I really do, yo. I really believe that it's the more of the business part of why we can't get this fight next. We all want it. We want it now, but we're not getting it now because
the man showed he can't sell. He can't sell in his hometown. So I mean,
it don't matter when you fight Tank. You're gonna sell because Tank is gonna show up and he's gonna sell.
The thing I think we're missing when we go to the next one after this is that just in a nutshell, the Puerto Rican is not the star that he thinks he is, and he knows that. He said it himself. Really, a lot of onus goes on Tank as well because Tank is the supposed A side, and I'll blame them both. I'll put this 60-30, 70-30 Tank, because Tank, if he want to make the fight, he can make it. He was sure as heck about to fight Loma to Loma duck. So really, I don't want to hear he can't make the fight, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, Tank didn't want the fight bad enough, and it didn't happen. But we go to the next question.
And Shakur can get a payday, a little quick payday, because he fought. He haven't even fought 7 months ago. How long has it been? 5 months?
How long? Next question, man.
I know, but see, I don't want to talk about that.
He fought in July.
When we open it up.
He fought in July. Tank Davis fought in June. They're a month apart.
When did he fight?
He fought in July. Tank Davis fought in June.
And when is he fighting next?
He's fighting in October. But they were trying to make the fight for November.
Right.
That's like 4 months, dog. He's right back at it with one of his biggest paydays, top 3. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it'll be his top 3 payday of his career. So why not jump in there real quick and then see what's up? Because he's ready to go again because he's such a dog. I'm just saying, but we can move on.
Excuses.
I'm not making
one. Next question, Melanie Queen.
Why is Shakur quiet about fighting Tank when he and Tank both do not have any opponent?
We can move on to our next question because we
just took care of that.
Yeah, we want to open it up before the rise come on.
All right. Will Devin Haney and Shakur boost the King Arthur and Bivol card?
No.
How?
I say yeah.
Devin ain't fighting. How can they boost?
Devin is on that card. Devin's on
that
card.
No, it's not a guarantee that he's on his card because there's a good chance that he's on the next card.
They just came out this morning. Well, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Turkey Al-Sheik and Devin are setting them up a fight at 147. That's official.
Yeah, but it might be on the
this card.
It might be on the next card.
No, it's on this card. He said it was on this card, D3.
No, Shakur gonna be on this card, but it's not a.
Listen. What they're doing is because only other than the Shakur fight, only other person notable name on that card was Ben Whitaker. So what they did was they gave Devin some money. Devin's gonna make his debut at 147 on this card as well.
That's
This is
a
a
fact.
fact. This is not so.
I bet you
This ain't something
$50
somebody
that he
told me.
don't.
This is a fact.
I
No,
bet you
that's not
that.
the
I
only
bet you
notable name
$50
on
that he
here.
don't. He's not gonna do it on this one. It
I'm
might
going.
be
Listen, you missing what I'm saying. This is
No,
what I'm
I'm not.
saying. This is what Turkey Al-Sheikh said. That's
I
what
hear
Turkey
what you're
said.
saying, but you saying the only notable name on there is Ben Whitaker. That's not the only notable name on there.
He said
Shakur's name was on there.
after Arthur and after Sugar, he said that only other notable name they had on this card was Ben Whitaker. So he wanted
And
to
I'm
beat
telling
the
you that's
card up
not
even more.
true. I'm telling you that's
I'm
not
telling
true.
you what the man said, Free. That's not what I said. That's what he said, Free.
And I'm telling you that is not true. That's not. Because they got Chris Eubanks on this fight, on this
Yeah,
card.
I'm about to say, what happened to Eubanks? I thought he was supposed to be on
They got
it.
Chris Eubanks on this
Who was
card.
Chris Eubanks, bro?
Somebody's
Bro, who's Ben
son.
Whitaker? What are you talking about? Nobody know who Ben
Ben
Whitaker is.
Whitaker's that dude, bro. Ben
Nobody
Whitaker's
know
that
who
dude.
Man,
he
you
is.
just watch a bunch of YouTube reels. He ain't that
Nobody know
dude.
who he is. He ain't a notable name.
Yeah, he not. He notable over there, but
I'm going off what Turkey Sandwich said, man.
And Turkey don't know shit.
don't disrespect, but no, it's not happening. Devin Haney is not going to be on that card with Shakur and them. Shakur is going to be on that card more than likely, but Devin Haney will be on the. Hold on, Devin Haney's probably likely to be on the next Turkey card.
Believe me, bro. I'm not making this up. This is what Turkey said. Turkey says on the card.
I bet you $50 that Devin is not on this card. He probably be on the next card with Usyk or something like that.
He's fighting some dude from Russia. I can't think of his name. Some dude from Russia.
No, that doesn't put the card. That makes the card even worse if he is on this card and he fights some dude from Russia.
Right.
I'm going off what Turkey Sandwich said.
Turkey ain't saying nothing like that.
No, listen what I'm saying, BVO. Listen what I'm saying, BVO. I'm answering your question. No, it makes it worse if he's fighting some dude.
Exactly. Now move on. Now move on to the next
question, please.
That boy Free said it makes it worse, but okay.
Melanie Queen, next question. Beautiful.
I got you. Will Crawford ever give a young fight? Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Will Crawford ever give a young fight like Tio or Boots an opportunity to fight him?
I'm not going to participate in this Tio segment.
Well, y'all.
No, listen.
You messed it up, Free. You messed it up.
I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna answer this as politely as I can. No, Crawford will not fight neither one of those guys. And if he did, the chances are he probably will fight Boots because Boots is at 47, closer to 54. Boots will come up to 54. He said, I'll come to 54 and fight Bud if Bud gives me the fight. Tio is not coming up to no daggone 54. And Bud is not going down to 47. So I'm going to say no, but the chance, if he did fight any of them, it will be most likely it will be Boots.
Same thing for me. D-Free, thank you. I don't have to repeat it.
I mean, all the question. The question is something that I thought about. Some people thought about. At the end of the day, is he gonna give somebody an opportunity? Errol Spence gave him an opportunity. Lomachenko gave Devin Haney an opportunity. I don't see the problem in him giving Tio, giving Boots. Even if he said, "Hey, Tio and Boots, you guys fight each other to fight me," I would be okay with that.
He gave Madrimov an opportunity.
Tio already had his opportunity. He fought Loma. He had his opportunity.
And Bud gave Madrimov.
He had his opportunity. He wasted it away by fighting Cambos and losing. He wasted it away. He had his opportunity.
Okay, Free. I guess you only get one chance in his life. My bad, Free. My bad.
Mm-hmm. I only give him one.
But go ahead, Melanie Queen, because I think that's a good question that you came up with. Salute to Melanie Queen on those questions.
Mm-hmm. Don't lie on me. I'm not gonna take that Tio talk. Last question. What's next for Tank Davis after being ducked twice in 1 year?
Nobody knows.
El Rayo.
I think Tango's going to go after the IBF champion. I think he's going to go after. I said the IBF, the WBO champion. I think he's going to go after Burichak and try to get that fight. And if he doesn't get that fight with Burichak, then he needs to go to 40 because every last champion ducked him. So
if Burichak is going to be fighting Maritala next.
I got him fighting El Rayo next because El Rayo's been on fire lately.
That's at 140.
No, he's not fighting El Rayo.
That's at 140.
It don't matter. He's El Rayo.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm saying we talking about 135. If he doesn't get the fight with Berichek, he needs to go to 140. If it's El Rayo at 140 for the WBA belt, so be it. Nobody at 35 is trying to fight him.
Yep. And that's why I think El Rayo is the perfect opponent for Gervonta Davis. He's coming off 2 fantastic wins. A spectacular knockout of the year against Colbert, and he smoked that guy because I knew he wasn't that good. Y'all like to call him Pitbull. I like to call him Pussycat. But nevertheless, El Rayo is the number 1 candidate to me personally, not for the other brothers on the panel, but for prize, El Rayo's number 1.
Well, it won't be El Rayo because it's already.
And there'll probably be some weight stuff.
No, we got an inside source now. Salute to my source. El Rayo's gonna be fighting De Los Santos in a second fight. That's gonna be his fight. He's gonna be fighting.
I like that.
De Los Santos coming to 140, and the winner is gonna be De Los Santos versus El Rayo. So, and Berichek is gonna be fighting Maritala. So the thing that's so crazy about it is, unfortunately, I feel like Tank is like left out there, and he did nothing wrong but try to make the fights. And it goes back to say, you really got to take those fights when they're available, because you never know when the time will come where you won't get that fight. And I don't blame Tank for the Lomachenko situation. There's no way we could have thought that Lomachenko would say, hey, I don't want this fight. There's no way that we could have. And we know that Shakur is not his own boss. We know that. There's no way we knew that Shakur wasn't gonna be able to fight him. Because from what I hear, Shakur is planning to fight Tank after this fight. I just don't think Tank will be available. And we know for a fact that Berichek has made it, Bob Arum has made it clear that he wants Maritala to get his opportunity at 35 to become a champion. So I just feel bad for Tank, because Tank's going to end up taking a fight that we don't want to see. And guess what? People going to complain. It's going to sell out. He going to knock somebody else out cold. I think it's a time. I think if I was Tank, I would give a shot to Keyshawn Davis, maybe Emiliano Vargas or Abdullah Mason if they want to, beat Grosso. Come up there and fight Tank. But it's a lot of young guys out there. But I think Keyshawn Davis should get this opportunity.
That's just like BVO. BVO want Tank Davis to go to jail. You want Tank Davis to go to jail because he's gonna put Emiliano Vargas in the grave early.
Yeah, I don't want to see that at all.
I'm just saying, for the man don't got nobody to fight.
The homie Josh is saying, you right, Josh. The right thing to do is to fight Berichek, but I'm telling you, El Rayo, I don't know why I got that hunch, but I'm telling you, for some reason, I think that El Rayo is the guy. He's a Spanish guy, and I just think it all makes sense. Because you said,
he's fighting De Los Santos though. He's fighting De Los Santos. So
I mean, if when that gets signed and sealed, I'll believe that. But
I hear what BVO saying about Raymond Maritala. The problem is Raymond Maritala, he doesn't really have a say in that, because Williams Zepeda is the number 1 contender in that division. I mean, in that sanctioning body. So if William decides to say, you know what, I want to be the mandatory for Berichek, Raymond Maritala can't do anything. The only thing that could top William is a unification with Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the thing. I've heard from people behind the scenes, and they make it seem as if William Zepeda is not really looking to get those fights. That's more lip service. He's not looking, because he could have fought.
Well, he said it, didn't he?
He turned it down.
No, he didn't.
Huh?
Didn't he say he didn't want to fight Shakur?
No, he didn't say that. No,
Oscar said that.
Oh, well, there you go. Same
Oscar
thing.
said they wasn't going after the Shakur fight. But
right, well, there you go.
The thing is, William Zepeda, if you look at the landscape, the easiest route to be champion is Berichek, because you're gonna get a payday with Tank Davis, but there's a chance that you're gonna get stopped fighting Tank Davis. We don't know when Loma's coming back. He said he want to go spend time with his family. We don't know when he's cooked. And then Shakur, your promoter don't want you to fight Shakur. So the easiest route is Berichek.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah,
but
it just that and that's why I said
I just
I
think
could be
that El
wrong,
Rayo has
but
been
my
doing his
source said that
thing
they put a
lately,
lot
man.
of effort into Maritala, so they want Maritala to get that shot. I don't know.
I understand what Bob might want, but like I said, Williams Zapata is the number one contender. So if Williams Zapata decide to put his head in the bid for a petition, it ain't nothing Bob can say. It's up to the WBO. If the WBO say, okay, well, he petitioned to be the mandatory, we're gonna go ahead and sanction this fight. It's up to the WBO. Now we know that WBO is kind of with Bob, but I mean they might be looking at it's a bigger money fight with Williams Zapata. We looking at the money. We understand you want Muratalo, we can make that next, but because
Yeah,
that'll be a big fight too. Muratalo versus Williams Zapata. That's a big fight.
yeah, and wouldn't it be even a bigger fight with Maritala having a WBO belt fighting Zapata?
It would be a bigger fight if Williams Zapata have the WBO belt. It's the same situation. It's a bigger fight with Williams Zapata versus Birachek than it is for Raymond Maritalo against Birachek, because Raymond doesn't have a bigger name than Williams Zapata. So it's a bigger fight for the WBO with Williams Zapata as far as money wise. With Raymond Maritalo is not a big fight because he doesn't have the name that William have, because William has a whole country behind him.
Yeah,
I just feel like
I'll
that
just say
El
this: the
Rayo's the
thing that's
next
so
opponent.
confusing is when you start, and I'll be honest with you, man. Salute to my man Hardcore. He said this is very true. Hardcore said this is that when you start hearing the stuff from behind the scenes, it's wild how everything D Free said makes sense. But what I heard was a total different thing. And it's funny how in boxing, like the business of boxing doesn't always seem to make sense, because I think Maritala, in my opinion, I think Maritala should fight one of these young guns, get one of these young guns out the way, like a Keyshawn Davis or somebody like that. But you know, they talking about him getting a title fight because Burchek, people can say what they want. Burchek beat a dude and what's that dude? Navarrete, who had no business at 135. Navarrete had no business at 35. So I get he got the belt. He kind of stole it.
Navarrete came up there to get the WBO championship because they was going to do a unification between him and Loma, and Birachek just upset the apple cart because Birachek wasn't as easy as Bob thought. Bob thought
Yeah.
it was going to be an easy win for Navarrete, and it wasn't that easy.
I mean, I'll say this. I'll say this. In boxing, it's kind of crazy because the business of boxing, I'm finding out more and more, controls every single aspect of it. What they think they can make is why we don't get certain fights. And I never realized it was that real until like somebody broke it down to me and said, "Hey, BVO, it's if I can make this amount with this fight, you think I'm not?" And I said, "Well, dang, I guess you're right." So I mean, we
Oh,
all
and
want to see different fights. Go ahead.
I got to correct you real quick too. You said
Go ahead.
Tank Davis is not on the pound for pound. That's a lie.
Yeah, he's on
No, I
there.
said they haven't been putting him on a pound for pound.
No, he's been
This
on
is
the
back
pound for
then.
pound. He's been on the pound
No,
for
I'm
pound.
talking
He's
about.
been
I'm
on
talking
my
about. I'm
pound for
talking. I
pound
meant
because
what I meant
it's
back on the
all
Jamel Charlo days. They wouldn't put him on there for whatever reason.
You said the Jamel Charlo days, they changed the pound for pound like every other month.
They
No,
do,
what
but
I'm
I don't
saying,
go by
I
their
was
pound for
speaking in the
pound list.
context of back when Jamel was number
I know
one.
you go by that. I'm just talking about because BBO was talking about the the top rank in the ESPN and the Ring magazine pound for pound. He wasn't talking about personal people
Yeah,
pound.
well, that's old news to me. Them people, I don't go by none of that. What they talking about?
Well, let me ask you guys this. I got a list, and I want to ask Melanie Queen this, because she'll give me a good idea, because she'll give us a woman's touch on this. When you, Melanie Queen, when you see a guy who lacks emotional intelligence, what does that say to you?
Lacks what?
Emotional intelligence. Can you hear me, Melanie Queen?
I can
What's
hear
that?
you.
I don't know what that means.
No. So what I'm saying is, when you see a man that's lacking emotional intelligence, what do you think that says about him?
What specifically do you mean lacking emotional intelligence?
When I say emotional intelligence, I mean someone who seems to not be able to control their emotions when they constantly wear their heart on their sleeve and are not able to control those emotions because they feel like I'm mad. I want you to know I'm mad. Where somebody can usually be mad and not say a mumbling word. So what I'm trying to figure out is when you see a man who doesn't exhibit emotional intelligence, what do you think about that?
I wouldn't say that's
just
emotional
means
intelligence.
yeah,
I would just
that just means a person doesn't have self-control. That's all that means.
Because I was about to say I wear my emotions on my
Well,
sleeve.
those are pretty much go hand in hand. Self control and emotional intelligence. They just put a new word on it. That's all. The new word is emotional intelligence, but it's still the same thing as self control.
I've never heard that.
Okay, well, I just learned something new.
Well, you know, BVO be doing a little reading, just a little bit of reading. You know, if you want to hire yourself from somebody black, they put it in the book.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying,
I see nothing wrong with that, with the man being emotional or being sensitive to a certain extent. Now you can't be around here, as I would say, pissing out the eyes over every single thing. But it's okay to express yourself. If you're mad, you're mad. If you're not, you don't have to always express yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you
this. That's the way I like it. I like it like
hold on one second. Queen. When I say that, Melanie Queen, what I'm saying is now the new generation, when a man exhibits emotion like that, they're going to call him sassy. They're going to call him soft.
Yeah, well, and you know what?
Well, no, there's a difference.
What I say to that? And if you call me sassy, I will take your girlfriend because I can take her. What did Playboy Cardi say? I can take your chick to Turks. So to stop playing around with all that sassy stuff. They sling that around much.
Let me finish this. And the reason I say that, Melanie Queen, is because I feel like the overwhelming thing is we're seeing really the live disintegration of the man. We're seeing a lot of men kind of not act like the way we've seen men act traditionally. And what I'm saying, that does that worry you at all when you see that?
Yes and no. Because there's a difference between sassy and sensitive. There's a complete difference.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
How would you say? What would you say is the difference?
You can express yourself in any aspect depending on what's going on, and still be a man about. But sassy is completely. Sassy is. Oh my! I hate to say this. I saw an interview yesterday with a certain individual's father. Now that gave me sassy.
Right.
That
over the head bars.
I'm not talking about.
Don't say no names.
Those I didn't say no names.
Well, you know what?
That's over the head bars. Over the head bars.
When I see a guy like that, Melanie Queen, that is an indictment that this man probably grew up with his mother and probably didn't have his father in the home. And I'm just saying, when you see that as a woman, does it kind of worry you that you're seeing so many men almost be what I would call just strong women now? Like, does that worry you at all?
Yes, to a certain extent, because I do not like to see men in that aspect of being overly sensitive in that aspect. Personally, I don't feel like a man should hide his emotions, because you guys have feelings too. You have every right to express how you feel.
And will snap.
Right.
So you gotta tell your woman. You gotta tell your woman like, yo, shorty. You gotta tell your shorty like, yo, I feel away. You know what I mean? And she might be like, yo, why? And then you tell her why. And you whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I mean? And she be like, all right, well, I'd be like, all right, I need you to tighten up. You feel me? Because you know, you don't want me to be enticed or anything like that. So I need you to tighten up. You know what I mean? That to me is cool.
Josh just made a good point.
But hold on one second. I'm going somewhere, Prize.
Because I'm telling you, like, shorty.
And the reason I'm saying that, Melanie Queen, is because I think that we're starting to see more men really kind of lose their place. And when I say lose their place, understanding what it is to be a man. You don't need to dominate anybody. You don't have to like tell somebody to shut up or be rude or be crude, but you can. There is a certain authority as a man you should walk with. And I'm saying, when you see that kind of dwindling away, does that like make you a little like, wow? I can't believe men have came to this place now. Because you remember how men were before the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying with this
Right,
new
but at the
internet, does that
same
worry about how these
time,
men are
That's
coming out?
some nut ass young
that,
boys, BVO.
that goes.
Go ahead.
That's a good point. It's that younger generation.
Young
Second of
boys,
all, that can
BVO.
go both
We ain't with
ways.
them.
That can go for the women too now. With this whole
Right.
feminist movement,
Mm-hmm.
that is insane. I don't agree with half of the stuff most of these women are talking about these days. There's no way in the hell you can tell me a woman doesn't need a man. That's
Right, they
ridiculous.
For
tweaking.
sure. For sure.
So
And when you and let me ask you this.
They
I was
tweaking.
watching a video of Melanie Queen, and this is I don't know, this is not an indictment or me trying to cast aspersions on black women. I'm saying that I seen a video where they had these young kids singing the Keisha Cole song "Love," and it was like that's a sad song when you listen to that. I couldn't believe so many of those young kids knew that word, knew the word for word, and I'm just wondering: is real love not even in our community anymore, or is that just a thing of the past? Because I just don't really see it. Have you noticed how like the so-called love is not there? It's all everything's about monetary and not about like
that's,
love itself.
I
But
think, again, that's a generational stereotype to me because yes, love is there. I witness
uh-huh.
love. There's love within my family. So yes,
Right.
it's still there. It's just that what's what produces income is what's shown. Most of this ratchetness that's going to be placed out there amongst the world because that's where the money is. So no, they're not going to show the aspect of the loving black family, the husband and wives that have been together for years, family homes that have mother and father.
They don't want to
They're
show
not
that.
going to they're not going to show that.
They want to show that nut ass, weird ass. What they called that? The one that looked like Bill Cosby and the other flimsy wool. They want to show
Yeah,
them
I
people.
know what you said. I know what you're saying, but I want to get to something, and and because we don't usually have a female opinion on this stuff, and I get what my brother GP is saying. I just want to know, Melanie Queen, when a guy is struggling, right? He's struggling to convey those feelings. If he doesn't know how to say it or does that make him any less of a man because he has a hard time
No,
expressing or letting it be
not at
known
all.
how he feels?
Not at all. Hell, sometimes as a woman, I have troubles expressing myself in a way that I can express myself. I have to write it down
Mm, I like that. Write it down.
so
Come
that
and
I can
talk to
get it
me.
out.
Right. I want my woman to come talk to me. Tell me what I did wrong, what I said, what I did, so we can just, you know what I'm saying? No sensitive, like it's cool to like
Again,
express yourself. Like I said,
I,
as a man, it's cool. Hold on, BVO. It's cool to express
go ahead.
yourself. 'Cause I like to express myself. I like to tell a woman, well, shorty, but I want her to come on the flip side and be like, yo, bro, this how I feel.
You know, I guess what I'm trying to say, Melanie Queen, and this is just me. I can only speak about me. So when I was younger, um, I had a great father. Salute the big Greg. Salute the big BVO. My bad. Salute the big BVO. Salute to my mother. And I'll say
Yeah.
this: the thing that I always wanted to do was I dreamed of the day where I could speak correctly, where I could, be able to convey my feelings, converse with someone and be able to be at another level. And I honestly can say, I don't necessarily feel that younger people strive for that because when you talk, it's almost like when you speak with English or you use regular words, people say you speak like you're not from the culture. And I'm just wondering, like, do you think that's something that's taught in the home? What do you think?
No, I don't think it's taught in the home. However, that's what it's always been like for years. If you use proper grammar, you're talking like a white person.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
been forever. That I've always heard that. But the last thing I want to see is a black person out there speaking. Well, we see it every day, and it's embarrassing. It may
Yeah.
to see your culture, to see your people in that aspect, and then it's glorified. And this younger generation, they're gonna need help.
There's some young boys. Them young boys is lost.
You know
No,
something. I was
I take
watching
that back.
Melon
They not
Queen,
lost.
and I want to get your opinion on this, Melon Queen. I was watching Nikki Giovanni talking to Charles Baldwin, and she was telling him that if you can go to your boss and you can lie to him and not let him know when you feel a certain way, come home and lie to me sometime. Not about something crazy or something that's inappropriate or foul. Basically saying, how come the world gets the best you but I don't? Do you think a lot of time in relationships that as a man and as a woman we forget to give our partner our best selves? What do you think?
Well, some relationships start out with the representatives, and they later on find out down the line who that person really is. And that strictly depends on the individual, honestly. Because I know for me and mine, we communicate. Right. So I don't have that issue.
Yeah.
And communication is
and when you say
key.
Communication, what do you mean when you say communication? That's a big question, because we hear the term, but what does that actually mean? Concrete communication. What does that mean?
We talk about everything. If something's bothering me, I let him know. If something's bothering him, he lets me know. And it's just important to keep an open line. Don't be afraid to hold back if you are feeling something. Now, there's a such thing as giving yourself time to figure certain things out. But at the end of the day, you should be able to communicate with your partner.
And the thing I always wonder, and
I like that communication. Communication is key.
I'll ask you this, Melon Queen. I think a lot of times people strive to want to communicate, or they strive to want to do a certain thing and just don't do it. Like, I'll be one of those. I'll use myself. There's times I'll say, you know what, I want to make sure I spend this amount of time with my daughter. And then I'll do something and then I don't do it. Or I say I'm gonna do this and I don't do it. And I think it's because,
but BVO, you can always spin the block.
Hold on, let me finish. I don't want to lose my thought. Not because I'm trying to be selfish, but I think sometimes it just be you get so caught up in what you're doing that you forget to think. Is that a thing you think, Melon Queen? And I'll have you answer after that. Probably it's like you'll forget to think because you're just kind of going through the motions. What do you think, Melon Queen?
Yes, we're human. Yes, that's possible.
Yeah, BVO, you can spin the block too. I be telling my daughter all kind of stuff. Nothing like I'm gonna take you to Disneyland and don't do it, because that's not gonna happen. But I be telling my little daughter stuff, and she be like, "Yo, Dad, where you at?" I be like, "Oh, damn," you know what I mean? I'm preparing for BVO boxing, but I didn't told my daughter we going out on on one of our little shenanigans we be doing. She's 11, so we might go bowling or skating or something crazy. And I done forgot that I did it because I'm trying to do too much, like as a man. But you can spin the block and be like, all right, well, Daddy had a whoop whoop, and then you just spin the block the next day or the day after, and then it's cool because they're young, and you can, like, well, my daughter, she's so easy to deal with, it's easy because all I got to do is just spin the block. Because I done told my daughter something the other day, and today she said, yo, Dad, I'm hungry. And I'm at work. You feel me? So I just sent her a little Domino's and her little, her little chocolate thing. I take her out to Longhorn. She like Longhorns. So we do our little thing, and then it's cool. We go far. Just
you know what I'll say, Melon Queen?
Show up and show out.
I'm wondering, like, what you think about this. So I had a buddy of mine. He missed his daughter's first day of school, right? So his daughter was starting school, and he missed it because he was starting a new job and he was just trying to do right by that new job, right? And I'm wondering, as a woman, when a man is trying to protect that income, is there any grace if he misses such an important
BVO,
event?
this is a great damn point because I'm in that situation right now. Like
There
I've
should be.
never seen none of my 3 kids first day of school. You know why? Because I got to make sure they can go to the dentist. I have to make sure they can go to the doctor so they don't got to wait 3 hours. They can jump the line because of my health insurance. And I know where you're going with that. And women put a lot of pressure in certain women, not all women, but certain women put a lot of pressure on a man and be like, yo, and then make it like if you don't make it there, you're just the most terrible father in the world, which is capery. You know what I'm saying? So it depends what kind of woman it is, but my daughter's first day of school is coming up. Now I have a decision to make right now. Do I take the Monday off next Monday and see my daughter to school on her birthday, which I never seen my 21-year-old and my 11-year-old. Now here come my 5-year-old's turn. I ain't never seen them go because you know why? I was building my annuity. I was building health insurance. I was meeting quarters that I had to meet so they can go to the dentist if they have a toothache. If they bump and bust their head at football practice. If my daughter then slipped outside and bumped her head, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? I can go and make sure they have A1 health insurance. So it's a choice to make. It depends what kind of life you got set up. So some women put a lot of pressure on men to make it a big deal if they miss something, stuff like that. Now, I may make it, I may not. I don't know yet. I haven't made my decision yet, but I'll make a decision. Either way, it's going to be okay because I know what kind of person I am and I know what it is. You feel me? That was good. That was
And
good.
the reason I asked you that, Melon Queen, I want to get your opinion on this, is because I think a lot of us, I love talking boxing, but I think a lot of us miss the little things, as my Aunt Sarah would say, God rest her soul. She used to tell me all the time, Aunt Sarah was born in 1921. Was born in 1913, actually. And she used to tell me, she passed in 04. She'd tell me as a little fella, she would say, you missed the little things, boy. And I'm just wondering, Melon Queen, I want your opinion on that. What do you think about those fathers who's trying to make a way, and then he's kind of told that
Josh is crazy.
him choosing to go to work kind of dampens. Now I want your opinion on that, Melon Queen. Sorry, Prize threw me off this a little bit.
How I throw you off, and I'm in that shit right now.
I'm just saying, you know how I get, man. You know how I get. Go ahead, Melon Queen. My bad.
You just want to hear a woman's point, and that's cool. But I'm telling you, as a man, what I'm going through, that question you asked is what's happening to one of your good friends right now. Like my daughter's mother is putting a lot of pressure on me to be there, and I'm just like, her dentist bill because my kid's gonna all have A1 teeth, period. So I'm like, yo, you want me to take off and you want to put all this pressure on me to come down? I'm like, yo, shorty, I got quarters to meet. I'll be there on one day, parents' day, back to school day, prom day, daddy, daughter's day. I pull up to all of that. But stuff like that,
I get what you said on that. I'm just more or less, I'm trying to get Melon Queen's thought on it because I know what you'll say because I'm a man, because I agree with that. But what you think, Melon Queen? I want your opinion on that.
I just think, I guess it just depends on the woman that you're with or who you have your child with.
Right.
Because there is a such thing as grace. Sometimes it's going to have to be split, the responsibilities. Sometimes you will not be able to do all things all the time. And that's just me honestly. Now, I have no children. However, I have nieces and nephews, and I have a sister that's been married. They have children. And sometimes there's balance. And not you can't do everything all the time. And that goes for each individual, the mother or the father. Because sometimes she just can't do everything that's expected of her, vice versa. So I do believe grace has to be given. Yes, that's her first day of school, but there's going to be many things outside of the first day of school that he can celebrate.
Jesus, praise the Lord that it's a woman that understands the assignment. But carry on.
I think, and you know what, and I'll ask you this too, Melon Queen, because what you made it was what you said was a great point. And I wonder this, because one thing I will say as a man, when a woman, and even if you're in the home, when a woman is raising that child she's going to do a great deal more than you. Not because you don't want to, not because that's what you will prefer, but when that child is young, that child wants to be with mama. They don't want to be with daddy. Daddy comes
That's
later, and
capery.
I'm
Cap,
just
That
trying to figure
depends.
out.
Cap.
Sometimes it's
I
the
had my
opposite.
son. I had full custody of my son by the time he
No,
was
I'm not. No, I'm
6
not talking.
months.
No, I'm not
I
talking
know you're
about.
not. I
I'm
know
talking about.
BVO, but I'm just the opposite
But
of what you just said. I'm a living proof. I had full custody by the court people that I had my son before he was 1.5, maybe one. I had my son. Nope. Because my son mom was on some old other stuff. And I was like, man, you not finna take my son for no ride. You tripping. He's finna grow up like a suburb kid. You not finna take him to the streets of no Camden and none of them places on the block. He's not gonna grow up with concrete. He's gonna grow up with a backyard and a trampoline and water parks and stuff like how I did. So it wasn't much of a fight in court. It was an easy thing to do because a lot of fathers don't know how to go to court. They go spend $10,000s on lawyers when you brothers don't need them. You can go represent yourself. You got to be like Prize and know how to talk. And I went in there and talked to them white people, and I told them, explained them what kind of schools he's going to be in, and it wasn't a chance that it was happening. As long as your stuff is together, it was a no-brainer. And them people gave me my son, and I was just with him tonight at a union function because now he's in the union with me, making six
yeah,
figures, and you know what I'm saying? Me and my son be cooking. I told him we need to go get one of them dope condos downtown with the upstairs and sell the house. But you know, he on some other stuff. That's another. But the point that I'm trying to make is like I've been that single parent to where I want to go out with my boys. They all flying out to Vegas when we in our 20s, and I'm sitting home with this because he's 6'8" now, and I'm only 5'7". So you know, I'm sitting
Jesus.
around with this big baby, and I can't go with my boys because I gotta be a baby daddy, and you know, I ain't gonna say that his mama too, but nigga, I had full custody of my son. I was in the crib. I was playing PlayStation. We was playing live, NBA Live. So
yeah,
that's real
and that's
spill.
a good point. That's a good point. And I'm just and reason and if somebody asks you this, Melon Queen, when they say be present, I know that means more than you just being there with a heartbeat and providing. What do you say to a man who says all I can do is provide? What would be your answer to something like that, Melon Queen?
Mm. I don't.
I'm sorry to put you
I
on the spot,
don't.
but
I
we
don't.
we got
Right,
our
right.
co-host
You
here, so
definitely
we got
put
to
me on
put
the
you.
spot.
That was crazy.
um, um, I kind of disagree with that because I feel like that's when sacrifice comes in. Um, because as a father, that is your job. That's you're supposed to provide. Um,
That's easy work.
right. So anything outside of that, you have to want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like an extracurricular activity.
I'm
You
hands
have
And
to
you
on.
know, it's
make the
funny you say that,
time.
Melon Queen. It's funny you say that because what I'll tell you is I'll speak for myself. So me, I'm a kid that grew up in the projects. You know, we call them the PJs when I was growing up. And when you grow up in the projects, you grow up with so few real men. You grow up with a lot of like childlike men. And when I say childlike, where they might be a man in age and years, but the way they move, the way they operate, they're just one of the kids where the woman takes care of them, plus the kids that she was able to bear for him. And I think when you a youngster and you're in the projects, it's very hard to understand what a real man is because you see so many grown boys. You will see men that's been in projects staying with their girl out there throwing the football with you, playing. You know, we would play 2-hand tap because it was on cement. And I just think some of those men that be in the neighborhood that's staying with their girlfriend, because that's kind of how it was. That's how it was in Section 8 when I was growing up. I just wonder, isn't that why we're seeing such a disintegration of the man and not just our culture, but in all cultures, because these men are almost being taught to be grown boys. They go to the jailhouse and play all the video games. Then they get out of the jailhouse, they move into a woman who, there are some women who will take care of them. And I'm just wondering, doesn't that stunt their growth when they never have anybody kind of hold their feet to the fire? So when you a man who does anything like provide, you kind of feel like a Superman. And I wonder, is that a bad way to feel when you feel like a Superman because you see so many men not doing the bare minimum and you do the bare minimum plus some? Isn't it tough? Do a woman give a man any grace because he's trying to learn that you got to do more than just that bare minimum?
I think grace should be given in any situation when it comes to parenting. But in the case of you saying those men have to want to be men. Just because you're a male doesn't mean you're a man in an aspect of responsibilities or taking care of your responsibilities. My opinion. And then some of that too falls on the woman. Because if she's going to be the enabler, why would he do what he's expected to do as a man? If she's not holding his feet to the fire, and she's continuing, she plays a part in it too.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the thing that we getting, and it's a weird dichotomy, and I'm sorry to put you on the hot seat with this. It's because
you
I think
definitely
so
put me
many
on the hot
times
seat.
when it comes, because you know the thing about BVO boxing, we talk a little boxing, but I like to bring people in with the sugar, me having a good time, me joking around. But I like for us to have these real conversations because I feel as
You don't
Black
gotta
and Spanish
justify
people,
that, BVO.
we don't do enough. We don't do enough of figuring out issues together, discussing these things. Because I honestly tell you this, I never in my life thought that I would see how negative the feminist movement is. And I never
Oh my
thought I would see
Lord.
how negative it is for men to overshare their feelings, because both are dangerous. And you say, why you say that? I think an emotional man is a scary, scary thing. You're talking about somebody with the strength of a bull who's angry, who's easily triggered. That's the thing that made Daddy so special, is that, you know, I could do what I want to Big BVO. He not about to be mad. I
BVO,
smack
but
him in
that's
the
them nut
head, I
ass
bite
young
his
boys
ear,
though.
I push him. It was like, it was on,
That's
you
some of
know,
them
this
nut
is just
ass
gonna
young
sound,
boys.
let me finish this. This gonna sound crazy. But the big thing used to be, because I was bigger than Big BVO. Big BVO is about 5'10", I'm 6'5", so I was like his height at 10, and I would always challenge. And I just always think that was such an essential thing, and I think a lot of young men need that father to challenge, and not in a negative way, but physically, mentally,
Yes.
to see where you really are. And I remember when I
Yeah.
turned 18, and Big BVO said, "Hey, if you mess with me now, I gotta lay you down. I ain't gonna tell you what he means. Say lay you down. He don't mean no hands. As he would say, he don't mean no meat
That's what I
beatings, no
tell my
fisticuffs."
son now, BV. Cause my young
So it's
boy
just like,
6'8", he like he almost 300 pounds. My son is huge. I told him, yeah, you might can get me now on the ones, but now I got something else for you, dog. Real talk. He be laughing. We was just laughing about that tonight. I was like, damn, you big boy. You know what I'm saying? Cause like you said, you was
yeah,
big like to your pop. So to my son to me was like that too at 10. You know what I mean? He was already like 6 foot at 10. So I'm looking at him like,
yeah,
I feel you.
yeah.
He
Because
never challenged me because I told him,
if you're gonna be over 6 feet, I'm gonna know at 10 years old. My daughter right now is almost 4 feet tall at 5. So you're gonna know who's gonna be tall. But before we get out of here, Melon
BVL
Queen,
made them big kids like I do. My
I gotta say,
11-year-old big.
I gotta say this, Melon Queen. I appreciate you. I look forward to doing more shows with you. You know, they call BVO Howard Stern, and I finally got the Robin I needed, because you know what? If you ever really watch these shows that got great entertainment, the best thing is when we can come together as a community, as a culture, and we can talk things out. Because the thing that you said that really, I would say, blessed my life was I never realized that um you can just do more than be a provider, because you just think like, because you've seen so many sorry brothers, you think that's the greatest thing in the world, when really, that's nothing. You know, when I think about this, and that's kind of how I compare myself, and I'm gonna stop. When I look at those men, like my grandfather, I hate to say it, but I'm like, I'm not even half the man he was. You know what I mean? And when you really stack yourself up against those guys that was born post 1945, post 1950, Melanin, it shocks me how much more of a man those guys were, younger,
Mm-hmm.
and just overall, you be like, dang, Big Daddy
Mm-hmm.
really is that dude. You
Hey,
know what I
BBO,
mean?
you don't gotta feel ashamed
But
with that, because I feel the same way about my grandpa. I'm not half the man he was. What he went through, especially with the Union and the Italian boys and the stuff that he endured, and to where he is
yeah,
at now.
real,
I'm not.
real
I'm not half
racism,
that type of
real
nigga, bro.
racism.
Yeah, I'm
And
not. I'm not that.
what's fun?
I'm not afraid to admit that, like you, brother. That's what makes us friends, and what we have in common. Because I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, I'm not as half as a man as my grandfather was. That nigga is that nigga, for real, for real. Like, I'm not that. I'm not built like that. I'm not just not. I'm afraid.
I
But
would
I'm
say that
still.
I would say
I
this.
still stand
Go
10
ahead.
toes, but just not. I didn't have to endure what, or I should say, we didn't have to endure what they did. You feel me? We endured, but not like they did.
Yeah.
No.
They
But let me
provided
say
and
this,
then
Melanie.
some.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was savage.
Melanie Queen, let me ask you that. Let me tell you something that somebody told me, and it kind of made me like, I want your opinion on this. So older guy was telling me, he was saying, the new guys, and I don't want to say it because I don't want YouTube to cancel us, but the guys, our counterparts that are not, that are not Asiatic, they're no challenge. Now their grandfather was a challenge, but they're no challenge. And I wondered to myself, if more people feel that way, do you think that that's starting to be known that they're not even close to what their grandma and granddaddy was? So they ain't even got a chance with these new, young, beautiful minds coming up. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I'm saying without me saying it. You know what I mean, Melon Queen? But you know what I mean when I say that?
I don't know. I think I know, but I'm not sure if I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
this what I'll say. This what I'll say. Let's put it like this. Say we go back to the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those men and women from the 70s, if we put them into our present day, those people are a challenge. The way they do things, how strategic they are, how smart they are, how much they know what they're doing when they want to play little games, whether it be racial or not racial games. Those people from back then were formidable. I feel like the people now are easy work. You get what I'm saying now?
Yeah, because now everything now is impressionable. It's all
Right.
about what someone else thinks and what can I do to get
Right.
likes. Who's gonna? How can I be likable? And I think that's where this generation lacks. I pray for my nieces and nephews
Uh-huh.
because the world that we're in now and this generation, they know nothing. They don't take the time to learn. They don't take the time to know. They run to the internet for every single thing. And it's just, they're going to need guidance.
Uh-huh.
And with the grandparents and the parents are the same age, they
They
clubbing with their
40. They
children.
42 years old.
Right. Grandmothers are not grandmothers anymore. They're hanging with their daughters and they're clubbing with their kids, and it's like the structure,
Right.
the
They're friends.
all of that. Right. My mother was never my friend.
I was never my son's
That's
friend until
well,
now. Now till
You're
he can drink and he can do his own stuff. He has his own apartment. He's 21. He has his own apartment. He has his own little scat pack, and he's doing fantastic in life. So now I can be his friend because I didn't did what I didn't put his ass to school. I didn't fought with the teachers. I didn't signed you up for this.
Yeah,
I
but
did
I get what
everything.
Melanie Queen's saying. Me and Big Greg are, I mean, dang. me and Big BVO are not friends. Me and Big BVO are not friends and have never been friends. And I don't care how much we hang out, talk. Even at this age, he makes it clear that we're not friends. And I think that's a great thing. Because I think what you're saying, Melanie Queen, is very true. My dad would never go to the club with me. My dad wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I ain't doing
My
that now.
my mother wouldn't do
I'm
it.
not
You know what I
doing no
mean?
concerts or no clubs, but like union stuff. Yeah, you're supposed to be there because it's generations. It's different when you pull up to stuff like that and you drinking and partying. That's different. But as far as going out to the club with my son and his friends, hell no, I ain't doing that. But when we see each other, when we around each other, it's like it's cool. So what I mean by friend, like I mean like it's a little bit more buddy, then I gotta be a dad and tell you what to do. And I still tell him what to do. Go grab me a Corona. You know what I'm saying? I still do that, but I don't son him anymore because I don't have to. He's 21, he has his own house and his own car. How am I son him? He's a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a buddy relationship when you get
Hey,
when your
dad is
daughters
still
get
dad.
older,
I feel
you
what you're saying.
understand.
But you know what? Salute to Melanie Queen for coming up with this topic and this conversation. I want to give Melanie Queen a huge salute for coming up with this whole topic. On next Monday's show, we're gonna be back tomorrow, but next Monday's show, we're gonna have the great singer, Senior Cobb, Mr. What is it, Mr. All Access Senior Cobb, is gonna bless us. We're gonna talk some boxing with him on Monday. I'm trying to get my man YSM in sometime soon, but we're doing some big things over here at BVO Boxing. We finally got Melanie Queen we finally on Melanie Queen's schedule. So we doing good. We trying to stay good. And like I said, BVO Boxing, we want to do more than just talk boxing. Because let's be honest, we talk about the same three light-skinned brothers every day. And I'll be honest, it's only so much we could talk about them. And
That was good.
it's the guys not true. But it's only so much we could talk about them.
That was
And I
good,
really
BBO.
want
Now
us
you don't gotta
as
justify
JBT family.
BBO. You don't gotta justify why you wanted to, swing to the conversation that we had. It's okay. It just happens. You feel me? You don't gotta justify. You don't gotta keep doing it. You good.
Yeah, and we want to have meaningful conversations, and we want to be purposeful when we talk. And I remember my aunt Sarah used to say it all the time. She said that when you find out what you really love and want to do, go do it. And I tell you what, one thing I love people. I love talking to people. I love hearing different opinions. And like I said, salute to Melon Queen, because I didn't even think about this topic. Melon Queen came with this topic. Thank her for the questions today. We're going to have some more tomorrow, but we just want to continue to grow the show and be better. And we want to have some fun. And, salute to my man, two-time undisputed world champion, Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully, Bud
I
Crawford
knew
gives an
that was
opportunity.
coming.
That's
We don't know
crazy.
if he will. You say you knew what was coming.
T.O., I knew it.
That's
I knew
crazy.
it.
What do you
I knew
mean,
that was
T.O.?
coming.
I didn't bring up T.O.
You just did.
Right.
When?
Just
He's
now.
one of your.
Teofimo Lopez,
But
the
this,
takeover, two-time undisputed world champion.
Man, get out of here.
but we out of here, man. T Network. We got my man
Have a
Grandpa Day at 9. We got my man Cash Remo Wednesdays at 11. No, at 10. We got Grandpa Cash. We got The Voice, Just Do, and of course we got the Asiatic Black Man sent from God himself, God's favorite BVO. And then we got the Rise Podcast. We going, y'all. Peace.
good night, everybody.
If I can find my theme music, we out of here.